information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. But this is going to be a fun interview, I have a feeling. Our guest is Beulah Sanchez, and that is her pen name. We're going to find out what her real name is in just a second. I was told we could mention both. So Beulah Sanchez is what we'll start with. She worked in film development for Paramount Pictures. She's a comedy writer. She's a screenplay writer. Her projects include Young Hearts Unlimited for the Fox Family Channel. She's a researcher. She's the founder of Picture Perfect Profiles, giving tips and tricks to daters on how to create an awesome online profile that gets results. I'll find out about that. And her book is called Really? One Woman's Adventures of Dating in the Digital Age. It is a memoir. And let's say good morning to Beulah. And then she'll tell us if she wants us to announce her real name. I know you said we could, but
yes,
I know, but I've had this before with pen name people, and then I always forget their real name. I always remember their pen name, like when we speak in like in an informal setting.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, what is your real name again? Beulah Sanchez. It always is weird too when you know it's not their real name. Good morning, Beulah.
Good morning, Larry. How are you?
I'm good. Where are you right now? Let me start where you are.
I'm at home in L.A.
At home, okay. In L.A. Well, thank you for getting up early to be with us. Now, why in L.A.? Why in L.A. would a woman need to be online to find a date? There's so many people out there.
I know you would think it would be easier to meet people, but I'm a writer. I work at home, and, I hang out with the plumbers and the gardeners.
What's wrong with them?
So they're the real people in the world.
Beulah, can we use your real name? What would you prefer? What do you want us to say?
Well, the book is listed under my pseudonym, Beulah Sanchez, online and in bookstores, but my real name is Rosalind Fleischer, and I do actually reveal my identity at the end of the book.
Okay.
So you can call me Rosalind.
Okay, Rosalind. Thank you. When I know somebody's real name, I like to use it. So do you? Let's start with a pseudonym, a fake name. Do you think using a fake name in the dating world is a good thing until you actually get to know somebody, or should you start out with your real name up front?
I think you should start out with everything real up front, but unfortunately, it doesn't work that way, and. It's a bit of a mystery in the sense that so many people lie, you wonder if the people that they're dating want to be lied to. And it's a question of degree. To what degree do you lie? To what degree do you put forward a persona that isn't really you?
So can I ask, what is an online date? That sounds like a stupid question, but is it a date if you're only online, or does it become a date when you meet in person for the first time?
It becomes a date when you meet in person for the first time.
Okay. So how many guys, I'm assuming you date guys.
It's always good to ask. I do live in L.A.
So what's the percentage? I know you're going to have a hard time with this actual answer, but basically, or generally speaking, how many guys do you chat with online that you don't date compared, like how many electronic conversations versus how many real sitting across the table having spaghetti?
I would say it's the same percentage as if you're a salesperson. It's a numbers game. I would say you go out with 1 in 10 people that you talk with.
Really? Is there any red flags?
Well,
what kind of red flag would a guy give you to make you say, nope, next?
The biggest one is no photo. You don't even want to respond to those people.
Oh, okay.
Another one is a guy who claims to be an entrepreneur is usually unemployed.
Oh, I bet.
Okay.
Yeah. My father used to say, "What's freelance?"
Yeah.
My father said, if somebody says they're freelance,
Exactly.
okay.
That's the same thing. And then the other big red flag is anyone that says they're available. It means that they're shacked up and looking for something on the side.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Would not have
Yeah.
thought that. Gosh.
Available.
I found that out the hard way.
Well, obviously, if you're
gosh.
really looking for somebody to date. Now, do you have, I mean, if the whole thing is to be honest, what if some guy was to say, look, I'm just out for sex. You know, I know I was told not to say this, but I want to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's a good idea, but I mean, it seems like that's the way most of the guys are.
Well, if they're really hot, it works. If they're not, it doesn't.
Did you write an erotica book? Where did I see that about you?
I did not write an erotica book. I borrowed some of an erotic book for one of my chapters.
How important is the actual corresponding typing back and forth? Because in this day and age, you always see those abbreviations and little smiley faces and things. Should people do that, or should you just type in full sentences to have a better conversation?
I think you should be as literate as possible. That actually is another red flag. Know the difference between two, and two, and know how to use every word in every sentence and spell them properly. I can't stand bad grammar and punctuation.
Oh, me too. It just drives me nuts. Rosalind, I'm gonna ask you a question in a funny way. I just thought of an idea. Pretend you're Cinderella, and Robin and I are those mice that Cinderella lives with. Okay? I want to be two mice on your shoulder, and if you can take us through the process that you go through. Are you hooked up with somebody right now, or are you still dating? Rosalind, did I lose you? Where is she?
I don't know.
Rosalind, did I lose you? I don't hear her.
No, the light's still on.
Light's still on, but I don't hear her voice. Oh, man, I wanted to be a mouse on her shoulder.
Yeah, maybe she'll come back.
Yeah, we had some phone problems this morning. Maybe they came back to haunt us.
Yeah, I hope not, because she's such fun.
Rosalind, are you there? Oh, man.
There she is.
Oh, can you hear us at all?
I'm sorry, I had a bad connection. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but you sound like you're gargling.
It sounded like gargling.
Yeah, I don't think it's you. It might be us, because we had a phone problem this morning. Gosh, you were coming through so clear for a while there. Do you have a steady guy right now?
Yeah, now I can hear you perfectly. I'm sorry about that. I hope it wasn't on my end.
I don't think it was. I think it was here. But thank you. Yeah, now I hear you perfectly as well. So do you have a guy now?
Oh, I don't have a guy now, and the irony is, there's alternate endings to the book where I don't end up with a guy, and where I do end up with a guy, and now I'm single.
Oh, okay, but you're beautiful. I'm looking at your picture. You're beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Why is that important to us guys? Why do you think that's important? It's important to girls too, though, right? I mean, the guy's looks is important, right?
It's very important, and to say that it's not is a lie, because online dating is the same as offline dating. And if someone is unappealing to you when you're looking at them on a computer screen, they're probably going to be unappealing to you in person as well.
Sometimes people think the grass is always greener, like in another state. Do you advocate for people to strike up relationships with someone that's not in your own close vicinity?
Absolutely not. Who wants to travel for a blind date?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, so what I started to do, I started to set you up for a little scenario. Robin and I are two mice on your shoulder, like Cinderella's mice. And you're home and you're ready to go on your computer and you're ready to see if you can find somebody new. How does this work? Take us down that road a little bit.
Okay. They can write to you and you can write to them. So if you don't see anyone in your inbox, in your email inbox on the site that you like, and you've deleted everyone, which is what I used to do every morning, no, ick. You can do a search, and you can search according to age and to other preferences you've put in, like generally there's body type, there's if people smoke, there's if people drink, and you can come up with people that you feel like you might want to write to based on that.
Okay. Do you like the dating process? Do you like getting to know somebody, even if it is? I mean, what is your ultimate goal? Is it to get married, or just have a fun night out?
I think online dating, at least for me, was to have a really good time. I did do that. I had a great time. I met some really interesting people I wouldn't have met otherwise, and I made some new friends. But it wasn't something where I found the people were of the quality of anybody that I wanted to marry. Or maybe I'm just too picky, because eHarmony boasts that they have 238 new marriages every day. I didn't find that. Maybe I should have been on eHarmony. I don't know.
Well, what I've often thought, though? I've often thought, when Rob and I do interviews like this, it's kind of like we're dating you right now, because we're getting to know you, but we have no vested interest in becoming a lifelong partner. We just want to get to know this person on the other end of the phone.
Well, what's wrong with that?
That's beautiful, I think.
Yeah, the more people you know in life, the more you learn, the more you grow, and the happier you are.
So do you think that do you think that the tips you give people is that they should become friends first before they become love interests on the online dating?
The biggest tip I would give is to be open-minded and to know that what your expectations are probably not going to be met. But if you're open-minded to other things and other people that you wouldn't think you would normally meet, you might end up meeting someone you really, really care about and have a great long-term romantic connection with, or you might make a new friend. And either way, it's worth it.
Should people put children in their profile, that they are a dad or a mom?
Yes, they do. And but I discourage people from putting their pets in their profile, because nobody cares about that.
Your publisher is Tall Fellow Press. That's a cool name, Tall Fellow Press.
Yes, and she, ironically, she's 6 feet tall.
She? Tall Fellow is a she?
Tall Fellow
nice.
is a she.
Okay.
And she's very tall.
Is it she? Are you the she?
I'm not the she. The she is Claudia Sloan, and she's very tall.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Well, I've always had a thing for the 50-foot woman, so
yeah,
you can't be too tall for me. Rosalind, we need to take a little break. Rosalind Fleischer is on the phone. Her book is under her pen name of Beulah Sanchez. We'll find out how she came up with that name. And also, I want to ask about this guy who had the kinky sex. Where was that in the book? The kinky sex guy. I want to ask about him.
Oh, I'm happy to discuss that.
All right. We'll be right back.
Weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Mostly sunny today with a high of 82 to 87. Then partly cloudy tonight, a low of 62 to 69. Clouds and some sunshine tomorrow, a shower or thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon, the high 83 to 86. And then on Wednesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine with a high of 81 to 85 degrees. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Evan Duffy.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for one day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
Your home is safe, or is it? AA Lock, Dock, and Security. The name has been a staple in Ocala since 1985. Do you have the right equipment in place to have peace of mind when you are at home or away? AA Lock, Dock, and Security has the right people to install and monitor your home or business. Call today for a free on-site security analysis. Call 867-1965. AA Lock, Dock, and Security, 219 Northwest 10th Street, 867-1965.
Who would you feed if you had 50 chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A? WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall have teamed up to reward one organization with 50 chicken sandwiches as a way of saying thanks for the great work that organization is doing in our community. And we need your help. See, there are so many great people doing great things that we need nominations. You can nominate your own organization or any organization you choose. Simply send an email to WOCA@WOCA.com. And in 350 words or less, tell us why the organization you are nominating should receive 50 free chicken sandwiches from WOCA and Chick-fil-A at the Paddock Mall. We'll review your nominations and then select one deserving organization each month. We'll announce the winner and even read the winning entry on the air. Make sure to include the contact name and phone number of the organization that you are nominating. And thanks from your friends at WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall.
When the most respected company worldwide puts its name on a real estate sign, that's a sign you'll want to see. When a company known for straight talk enters real estate, that's a sign the market is changing. Confidence is back, and that's good to know. Introducing Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Look for our sign in a front yard near you.
Contact your local home team agent today. Visit us at BerkshireHathawayHS.com.
An independently owned and operated franchisee of BHH Affiliate, LLC.
All right, 21 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for listening this Monday morning. On the phone is Rosalind Fleischer out in Los Angeles. Her pen name on her book is Beulah Sanchez, but she reveals in the book that she is Rosalind Fleischer. And so we're learning about her life as a dating woman. I didn't ask her age. Is that appropriate, Robin? Should I do that? Her book is called Really, One Woman's Adventures of Dating in the Digital Age, and she's worked for film development for Paramount Pictures. This would be a great... well, maybe it's been done before, huh? What do you think? This would make a good movie or no? Rosalind?
I think it'd make a great movie. I think it'd make an even better television show because I think it's so funny that it's a modern-day Sex and the City.
Is it funny for the guys, too?
I think so. A lot of my guy friends, and a lot of them are married, have read it, and they thought it was really funny.
So have you ever had a date with a guy, like, let's say the Jerry Seinfeld, what was the woman in his show? Not the guy Jerry Seinfeld.
Louise-Dreyfus?
Yeah. Well, not the actor
Elaine.
and the actress. Yeah, Elaine. But the characters. Have you ever had that, like a friendship with a guy that was fabulous, out of this world, but it just wasn't going to happen romantically for you?
Yes, I have a friend like that, but I suspect that he's gay.
Why wouldn't he tell you?
Well, I think he's not out yet. I think he thinks that wouldn't be very good for him.
You could be wrong. I've had that same accusation made about me because I don't hit on women. I just don't. And of course now I'm almost 60, so it doesn't matter anymore. But I mean, this is all my life. I'm referring to this, and I had that same thought about me. So he might not be.
Okay, Larry, I'm still going to go with the theory that he's gay because all of my friends think he is.
Why does he act like he is?
He acts like he is.
Uh-oh, we didn't lose you again, did we? Oh, this phone is driving me nuts. Rosalind, you there? Rosalind, I can hear something. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Good,
I'm
good,
here.
good.
Okay.
When you are going on that when you meet somebody online and then you agree to meet somewhere, is that place generally at a restaurant for dinner, or should it just be somewhere else?
It's always really important to meet someone in public first for safety reasons, which if you read the book, you'll know that I didn't always do that. And,
right.
It's important to be safe when meeting a total stranger, because usually when you meet someone online, you don't know their friends, you don't know their family, you don't know their colleagues, you don't really know that much about them except what they've told you, and what they've told you might not be true.
What are you online like with a Skype kind of a thing where you see each other, or is it just all text?
Well, it's usually all text, but you can FaceTime or Skype.
But isn't that better? At least you can see the movement of the face and everything, and you can sometimes you can tell things from that, don't you think?
Larry, I think we're having problems with the phones again.
Oh no. Well, if you can hear me, I'll just try to repeat what I said. Sometimes I think you can tell something about a person by watching them move, like in a TV, like a Skype thing. No, she can't hear me. Boy, this is so frustrating with this phone. What a great, fun conversation that's got this little glitch in it that's just driving me nuts.
I know.
Well, let me sell the book a little bit here. The book is called Really? With a question mark, exclamation marks, and more of the same. One Woman's Adventure of Dating in the Digital Age. It is a memoir, and Beulah Sanchez is the name on the cover, although her real name is Rosalind Fleischer, and she says that in the course of the book she does reveal that. So let me give away the copy of the book, and you can have it if you call me 622-WOCA, assuming the phones are working. Rosalind, can you hear me now?
I can hear you perfectly now, Larry.
Okay, so I just kind of went over the subject of the book. So tell me, it says here that you have some worst date stories.
Well, yes, I have some worst date stories. I went out to dinner with the man who asked me out to dinner to a very expensive restaurant, and when the bill came, he literally pulled 10 crumpled $1 bills out and stuck them on the table.
Oh.
And you paid for the rest?
I paid for the entire $100 check because I knew he needed the 10 crumpled $1 bills to get out of the parking lot, and I figured he didn't have credit cards.
Oh my gosh!
Oh man!
Oh my gosh! And so he misrepresented himself then to you on the very first date.
Oh yeah, and that happens a lot. And I've also been catfished. Do you know what that is?
No.
No.
Okay, catfishing is a term in online dating where someone poses entirely as someone else. They create an entirely fake profile. They will post a picture of someone else and pose as them. So when you actually meet them in person, they look nothing like the model picture they've posted.
Wow. Why would they do that?
Yeah.
So what do you say to them when you meet them? Who the hell are you? You're not the guy that's...
Yeah, I was so shocked when it happened to me that I was waiting for him to comment on it. Instead, he wanted to go back to my place, and I laughed in his face and went home.
Oh, he just wanted to have sex.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
How come guys are stupid? Guys are really stupid, aren't they?
And I thought, how is this going to work? You're 10 times uglier than the picture you posted, and you still think you're going to get laid? No.
Well, it seems that you've got to have a really good sense of humor about the online dating, though, because you never know what's going to happen.
You do have to have a good sense of humor about it. You can't take it too seriously. You have to be willing to deal with rejection from total strangers, and let it roll off your back.
Well, they have to reject. They have to deal with your rejection too, right? I mean, everybody's...
Oh yeah. I dealt out a lot of that.
Well, this sounds like a fun book. And let's see the website. What's the website?
PicturePerfectProfiles.com.
PicturePerfectProfiles.com.
I love that.
Let me go to the website. What is that? A dating site?
That's her site.
That's your site.
It's my site where I write profiles for people, and I've really helped a lot of people, particularly women, meet some men. Because I write really funny, catchy profiles as opposed to yesterday I went to yoga and this is what I had for dinner, which, believe it or not, people write that stuff in their profiles. Who cares?
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, you have to get deeper than that, and you have to have some kind of a personality flair in the writing. You just can't be deadpan.
Oh, really? So how do
Exactly. And I'm sorry, you have to have a serious sense of humor, or at least be able to laugh at other people's jokes.
Well, certainly.
Rosalind, first, I apologize for the phone problems, but we had such a great interview with you. Thank you so much for being on the air with us. The book, again, is called Really, and look for Beulah Sanchez, I guess, on Amazon, but go to pictureperfectprofiles.com. I just went there. I see the book for sale right there, so that makes it easy. Rosalind, thank you so much for being on the air with us today.
Thanks, Larry and Robin. Take care.
All right. We will take a little break, and we'll be right back.
I'm Pat O'Neill. Texas health officials say 120 people are still being monitored for Ebola symptoms. Those who may have had contact with one of 3 Ebola patients. Dallas Mayor Mike Rawlings defending the city's response.
There have been some missteps, and we've talked about those things. Dallas is strong, and the Presbyterian Hospital is strong.
Dozens of people who had close contact with Thomas Duncan, the Ebola patient who died, have been released from quarantine. Forensic tests still being done to determine if remains found near Charlottesville, Virginia, are those of missing student Hannah Graham.
This isn't the first body police have found in this area. They also found the body of Morgan Harrington about 5 years ago, and we know that her case has been forensically linked to Jesse Matthew, with the same suspect in the abduction of Hannah Graham.
Fox's Leland Bittert. More bomb attacks in Iraq. A triple car bombing killing 16 in the city of Karbala, and a bombing at a Shiite mosque killing at least 17 in Baghdad. Fox News, we report, you decide.
You use the motor oil Dad used, and he uses what Granddad used, yet no one uses what Great-Granddad used, because whale oil's illegal. But if oil's what you need, Napa has you covered. With Castrol GTX for only $3.79 a quart, or 5 quarts in a Napa Silver filter for just $21.99. No harpoons needed. Conquer the job with Napa Know-How. General states pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Offer expires 11/16/14.
Hey neighbor, did you know LED bulbs save energy and can last for over 20 years? It's true. So stop by your neighborhood Ace to stock up and save on the best bulbs for the best price. Get dimmable LED 60-watt equivalent bulbs by Fight for just $5.99 after $2 instant savings with Ace Rewards card. So you can save today and tomorrow. Now through October 31st at participating stores. Store stock only. See store for details.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
When the most respected company worldwide puts its name on a real estate sign, that's a sign you'll want to see. When a company known for straight talk enters real estate, that's a sign the market is changing. Confidence is back, and that's good to know. Introducing Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Look for our sign in a front yard near you.
Contact your local home team agent today. Visit us at BerkshireHathawayHS.com.
An independently owned and operated franchisee of BHH Affiliate, LLC.
Here are today's headlines from the source WOCA. The Marion County Sheriff's Office is reporting the arrest of 3 burglary suspects whom investigators believe are responsible for as many as 90 burglaries in Ocala. 2 of the suspects are juveniles. According to the report, deputies responded to a call Saturday morning regarding a burglary in Ocala. An investigation that included samples of the shoe prints left at the crime scene sent investigators on a hunt for the suspects. Deputies saw the adult suspect, identified as 18-year-old Zach St. Pierre, riding his bicycle in the area. Deputies spoke to St. Pierre and were able to match his shoe to the prints found at the crime scene. St. Pierre quickly told investigators that 2 juveniles, a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old, were also involved in the burglaries. Items reported stolen from these residences were found in St. Pierre's home, and a stolen handgun was located in the home of the 15-year-old accomplice. With the general election a little more than 2 weeks away, Tuesday, November 4th, early voting officially gets underway in Marion County this Thursday, October 23rd. Early voting will begin at 9 a.m. The last day for early voting is on November 1st. 6 centers will be available for eligible voters. On Election Day, all precincts will be operating. The 6 early voting centers are Election Center at 981 Northeast 16th Street in Ocala, the Bellevue Public Library, the Denellen Public Library, the Forest Public Library, the Freedom Public Library, and the Reddick Community Center. Hours of operations each day are 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. Florida law requires voters to present signature and photo ID when checking in to vote early. For more information, contact the Supervisor of Elections office at 352-620-3290 or go online to votemarion.com. The federal government began imposing a new round of Medicare penalties on 148 Florida hospitals this month because too many elderly patients were readmitted within 30 days of being treated for certain ailments. Nationally, an estimated $428 million in Medicare payments will be withheld from more than 2,600 hospitals in fiscal year 2015 because of excessive readmissions. That's up from $227 million in the fiscal year that ended September 30th. The latest schedule of penalties, an accountability measure built into the Affordable Care Act, was first reported earlier this month by Kaiser Health News, who said 30 hospitals in the United States will be assessed the maximum 3% of their Medicare reimbursements. The fines are based on readmissions from July of 2010 through June of 2013. No Florida hospital faces the maximum penalty. And Charlie Crist's fan is not allowed on stage under the rules of tomorrow evening's Florida governor's race debate that CNN is hosting in conjunction with Jacksonville affiliate WJXT. The candidates were sent a memo on October 8th outlining the format, rules, and logistical information for the debate. The memo stated, quote, "There will be no opening and closing statements, no notes, no props, and no electronic devices will be allowed on stage." A CNN spokesperson said electronic devices range from a cell phone to a fan. Crist's decision to place a fan on stage during a debate last Wednesday night triggered what the moderator described as the most unique beginning to any debate, not only in Florida but anywhere in the country. Eventually, Scott did walk onto the stage. His campaign said later that it was actually Crist who was in the midst of intense behind-the-scenes conversations with debate organizers over whether his fan would be allowed. According to organizers with the Scott campaign, Scott had not realized that Crist had already gone on stage. And those are the headlines from The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Mostly sunny today with a high of 82 to 87. Then partly cloudy tonight, a low of 62 to 69. Clouds and some sunshine tomorrow, a shower or thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon, the high 83 to 86. And then on Wednesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine with a high of 81 to 85 degrees. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Evan Duffy.
Check this out.
New shows? Check. Check. Some new talent? Check. The same great sports talk? I'm seeing it right now. Wrong again? Wrong. It's better. There are so many great things going on in sports. We gotta get it. From our mics. Test. To your ears.
The latest update we got is...
Today in Florida Ag News, I'm a Southeast AgNet. USDA and others are backing diversification in how farmers battle the growing problem of herbicide-resistant weeds. Rod Bain has the story.
Herbicide-resistant weeds have been an issue since herbicides were introduced. But according to Jill Schrader of USDA's Agricultural Research Service,
the reason why it's become more of an issue in recent years is because of the selection that has gone on when people have used glyphosate or Roundup as their only weed management tool.
And that's why USDA and others are working together to encourage diversified weed control efforts, using methods such as more effective crop rotation schemes and targeted mechanical practices like tillage or hand removal of weeds.
One of the ways to think about diversifying practices is how do you stay one step ahead of the weeds so that they don't compete as strongly with your crop and so that they aren't setting seed and just evolving a more effective population to survive.
I'm Rod Bain reporting for the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
Thanks, Rod. And now with our weekly Commissioner Spotlight, here's Franco Galasso.
Joining us by phone is Florida's Commissioner of Agriculture, Adam Putnam. Commissioner, the Florida Forest Service has long been engaged in an aggressive statewide program of prescribed burning to protect Florida's forests and preserve our state's endangered species.
That's right. Prescribed burns provide a host of benefits to the environment. For one, it reduces the risk of wildfire by eliminating the dry fuel that builds up in a forest. It also helps control pests and disease and improves the wildlife habitat. In fact, the Florida Forest Service oversees one of the most active prescribed fire programs in the nation. During the past year, over 2.5 million acres across Florida were treated with prescribed fire, the highest number ever reported by any state in the country. Prescribed burns are an indispensable tool for managing and preserving Florida's precious forest resources.
Thanks, Commissioner Putnam. For Commissioner Spotlight, I'm Franco Galasso.
Thanks, Franco, and I'm Randall Wiseman on the Southeast AgNet.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.